Yo.
What's up, guys? I'm Code Gray and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some unpopular opinions to share with you guys. Alright, before we get into these unpopular opinions, let's go over some opinions that I had at the start of my biking career that have changed over time to where I'm at now. Now, these opinions would have probably been pretty unpopular if I would have talked about them at the beginning of my motorcycling journey, but they've changed and they're probably pretty much in line with most people's thoughts nowadays, I suppose. Alright, so when I first started riding, my opinion on leader bikes was there's absolutely no reason anybody needs one on the street. Obviously, that's changed. Now, the reason I had this opinion is when I first started riding, I was riding a CB300F, and when you first start riding, 35 miles per hour feels like you're flying. So I would ride a lot of back streets, you know, and 35, 45 miles per hour, and then once I finally started hitting the highways at 55 miles per hour, I was just like, holy crap, this is very fast. So after you ride a little while and you get used to the power and the speed, and, you know, I wanted to move up, so I bought the 650, and then same thing happened with that bike. I got used to the power and speed and felt like I wanted a little bit more of a challenge and bought myself a leader bike. Which, of course, my opinion is yes, they're perfectly fine for the streets. But back then, my opinion was totally different. I didn't know any better back then. Let's stop here at the tank and get a quick picture. That'd be pretty cool, huh? Got a dog barking at me. Pretty cool. Alright, my second unpopular opinion that changed over time actually only changed not even a year ago. Now, that opinion was when I started my channel. My opinion when I started my channel was the only people who are going to subscribe to me are sport bike riders, and I probably won't get very many because I don't ride wheelies and I don't lane split. I don't do 100 and something miles per hour down the freeway or back roads. And since I don't do all that stuff, my opinion was that I probably wouldn't have very many people watching me. Now remember, guys, before I started my channel, well, actually, even to this day, I've yet to ride with anyone. But before I started my channel, I never even really talked to many people about bikes in general. So I never really had many other people's opinions about how this stuff really works, how people really interact with each other. My opinion back then was more or less sport bike riders will probably stick with sport bike riders and cruiser guys with cruiser guys. Obviously, that's not the case. And it's actually funny because if you look at the subscribers to my channel, I would say probably 80% of them are cruiser riders. Thank you, guys. Now, another opinion that changed over time is actually a pretty obvious one. I should have seen it right from the get-go, and it changed about 6 months after I started riding. Was my opinion when I first started riding was, well, I'm only going to ride occasionally and mainly use my bike to commute to work. That lasted about 6 months. Once I got comfortable on the bike, obviously I go out every single chance I can get. I mean, we're just a few days away from December. It's 40 degrees out. Now here I am out in it. Alright, so there is one opinion I've had since I've started riding, actually before I started riding, and that opinion has not changed to this day, and it's unpopular. But before I go over that one, we'll go over just some general unpopular opinions, because this one that's motorcycle related, oh boy, it's a doozy. Alright, here's some general unpopular opinions. Pickles are disgusting. So is cottage cheese. And the only time peanut butter is any good is if it's with apple slices. Other than that, get that crap away from me. There's a few general unpopular opinions for you. What's this guy doing? Why are we doing 35 in a 45, my dude? Oh, because it's 35, I guess. That would make sense. Okay, so now for the unpopular opinion that hasn't changed over time. Now, when you guys hear this, you're probably going to think I'm brain damaged or something. Okay, so to give you a little tidbit here, this thing that I'm against, I would say 95% of people, if not more, love it. So many people love it that companies try to make it their top-of-the-line product. Okay, here we go. In my unpopular opinion, gold forks are ugly. That's right, I said it. I think gold forks are not only ugly, but I think they're tacky. When I see a nice looking bike with gold forks, you know what I see? It's like watching James Bond walk into a room wearing a nice Armani suit, and you look down and he's wearing purple Crocs. Now, if you see someone with jewelry, say they're wearing a nice gold chain, a little accent, that's classy. That's nice. But if they come in wearing as many chains as Mr. T used to wear, I don't think anyone ever considered that classy. Let me put it this way. I hate gold forks so much that if someone was to come up to me and say, hey, you got a choice between two bikes, and we're going to give them to you for free, on the stipulation you can't make any changes whatsoever. We're going to give you the SP, or the top-of-the-line model, with Öhlins, gold forks in the front, and, maybe Öhlins in the back. Or you can have the base model with the silver forks or black forks. Same in the rear. I would take the base model just to not have to look at gold forks. And the golder they are, the worse they are. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, hey, Code, you know, the bike that you're currently on has gold forks. Yes, unfortunately, I know this. My only saving grace is they're more of a brassy look than a gold look. But I'm not actually very happy about it, to be honest with you. Okay, now, that being said, there is one way I think gold forks actually look very good on a bike. If it is a gold-themed bike, for instance, black and gold, that's the best. A black and gold bike, that looks good. But if you have a bike that has just, you know, it's mainly red and or blue, or, you know, it's got a main color scheme, and then just you have random gold, these big gaudy gold forks just that don't match anything else on the bike, sorry guys, but it just looks tacky to me. That's just my opinion, guys. I know you're gonna flame me in the comments for this one. That's alright. I fully expect it. I told you this was a doozy. I told you this would be a very unpopular opinion. And remember, it's just an opinion, guys. That's just mine. And obviously, I'm in a huge minority with that opinion. Alright, guys. So those are my unpopular opinions, and some opinions that have changed over time. Leave in the comments below if you have any unpopular opinions yourselves, or opinions that have changed over time. I mean, you can, you know, mark all that down after you get done telling me how wrong I am about gold forks. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap this up before I make it any worse for myself. Alright guys, I'm Code Gray. I'll catch you guys in the next one.